Shalom, shalom. Giving our honor, glory, and praises to the Heavenly Father above and the last one Kudash, which is the Holy Hebrew tongue, by saying, Call, Halalayim, La Yahweh, Alahayyinawa, Yahweh, Bashem, Al-Shai, Bashem, Ha, Rakah, Kudash, Ma'amah. Double honors to the elders, apostles, great millstone who rule well and teach well. I want to give another double honors to my elder here, my Yasha, the Lion's Den of Yasha camp as well, out of Chesterfield, Florida. All right, peace and blessings to all the men, women, and children that believe in sincerity and truth around the four corners of this earth. See, he's saying, referring to was mainly what this lesson is going to be about. The topic that's trending in today's media is the escalation and the rise of Ww3. So he's saying that he don't think that, it was necessary, but the prophecies must come to pass. All right, with that being said, let's get a few scriptures on that. Bear with me. This is Revelations chapter 9, verse 12. One war is past, and behold, there come two wars more hereafter. So you had World War I, World War II, right? Revelations 11 and 14. The second war was past, World War II, and behold, the third war cometh quickly. All right, so according to these scriptures, World War III, war meaning destruction, this is going to happen according to the will of Yahweh Bashem Al-Shai. All right, these prophecies are going according to his will. This is his plan to bring this to pass. All right, we get Zephaniah, the third chapter, start at verse Salakia. I'm in Zephaniah, bear with me one sec. Zephaniah chapter 3, verse 8. It says, Therefore wait ye upon me, saith the Lord, until the day that I rise up to the prey. For my determination is to gather the nations, that I may assemble the kingdoms, to pour upon them mine indignation, even all my fierce anger, for all the earth shall be devoured with the fire of my jealousy. All right, and how he's going to do that by the midst of World War III, by, having these missiles being shot off to destroy this place, all right, because this is his righteous anger. This is the vengeance of the Lord that we're talking about, that he's going to bring upon the sinners of this place, all right, the abominations of this place, all right. So let's get back into the video. Pause. But really, all right, this war is not limited. This is going to be a war of Armageddon. All right, so all these nations are going to go to war. You got China and Russia being allies together. All right, and America sending missile supplies over to the Ukraine, which Russia is going to intervene on that. And see, Russia, they got missiles that can go from one continent to the other. And I think one of the new missiles, it travels 7,000 miles per hour. So, like, let's get this scripture real quick, all right? Because, the Lord's Spirit is also going to be in those missiles. This is 2nd Ezra chapter 16, verse 13. For strong is his right hand that bendeth the bow. His arrows that he shooteth are sharp, all right, pertaining to those missiles, and shall not miss when they begin to be shot into the ends of the world, all right? So, they're going to hit their target, all right? One of their targets, all right, is America, all right, known as Babylon in the scriptures, all right? This place of great destruction, all right? The city of confusion that's going to be broken down, all right? The unwalled villages, all right? So, continuing on, behold, the plagues are sent and shall not return again until they come upon the earth. The fire is kindled, right? The fire's already started, man. Ww3, these bombs getting shot off, right? We already in the midst of this, man. And shall not be put out until it consume the foundation of the earth. Like as an arrow which is shot of a mighty archer returneth not backward, even so the plagues that shall be set upon earth shall not return again. Now, that nuclear war is one of them plagues. But see, that's not going to happen, all right, because the scriptures say, all right, let's just get it. Bear with me one sec. All right. When they shall say peace and safety. All right. One sec. 1 Thessalonians, I believe, chapter 5, verse 3. Let's start at verse 1. But of the times and seasons, brethren, ye have no need that I write unto you. For yourselves know perfectly that the day of the Lord so cometh as a thief in the night. For when they shall say peace and safety, then sudden destruction come upon them, as travail upon a woman with child, and they shall not escape. All right, so that's what's going to happen. All right, to the rulers of this place, man, America. All right, Babylon the Great, man. All right. When they think everything is, they dwell in safety, they all at peace, and they thinking America is great again, well, that's when sudden destruction is going to come upon them from the wrath of Yahweh Bashim Shah. All right, and according to Revelations 9 and 16, it's going to be 200 million missiles get shot off over here, man. All right, and in those missiles, we have they have warheads. All right, that equals up to that amount. So like you said, with limited gain, see, they've been spending all this money, all right, but America's no longer the hegemony, all right? When Trump was in office, all right, before this election, he took away 65% of military spending, all right? So now America's, they're outnumbered, all right, against Russia and China, all right, and their allies, all right, because North Korea is also a part of that, and North Korea, all right, is a part of being a fanner, all right, against America. You know, they have a satellite that hovers over America that can ignite an EMP, all right, and America's military system is outdated. So, you know, while you have the most stockpile of missiles being Russia, all right, number one, America two, but China being number three, and China and Russia being allies together, all right, the weak are saying they are strong. Then you have Europe breaking away from NATO, all right, Russia, they own Europe, you know, against their banking system. So all this is prophetic, man, you know. All right, so let's just get a few more scriptures and we're going to end it off. This is Jeremiah chapter 50. I'm going to start at verse 22. It says, a sound of battle is in the land and of great destruction, right? A sound of battle is in the land. All right, now, back in Matthew's, it tells us, the 24th chapter, starting at verse 6, and ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. Well, it's not even rumors no more. It's actual wars. See that ye be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famines and pestilence and earthquakes in diverse places. All these are the beginning of sorrows, right? And the plagues, all right? So, you know, we having these things kick off, all right? This fire being kindled, all right? We seeing these wars happening. All right, the Lord is bringing these prophecies to pass. So let's get 2 Peter chapter 3, verse 9. Actually, let's start at verse 7. But the heavens and the earth, which are now by the same word, are kept in store, reserved unto fire, right? This place, America, is reserved, all right? It's set for this place to be destroyed by fire, all right? We're going to get that as well, all right? It's reserved unto fire against the day of judgment and perdition of ungodly men. But, beloved, be not ignorant of this one thing, that one day is with the Lord as 1,000 years, and 1,000 years as one day. The Lord is not slack concerning his promise, as some men count slackness, but is long-suffering to usward, not willing that any should perish, but that all should come to repentance. So while we seeing all these things coming to the forefront, you know, this is the time where our people should be seeking the Lord, man, while he may be found. But the day of the Lord will come as a thief in the night, in which the heavens shall pass away with a great noise, and the elements, all right, everything is made of elements, shall melt with fervent heat. The earth also and the works that are therein shall be burnt up. All right. So Isaiah chapter 9, verse 5, for every battle of the warrior is with confused noise and garments rolled in blood, but this shall be with burning and fuel of fire. You see? So back in the book of Jeremiah 50 and 23, how is the hammer of the whole earth cut asunder and broken? Question. How has Babylon become a desolation among the nations, right? The weak are saying they're strong. America's been turned into a third world country, all right? And these nations are rising up against this place. The Lord said he was saying, let's get this real quick. Jeremiah 51:1, thus saith the Lord, behold, I will raise up against Babylon and against them that dwell in the midst of them that rise up against me a destroying wind. All right, and will send unto Babylon fanners, which are enemies, that shall fan her and shall empty her land. For in the day of troubles they shall be against her round about, against him that bendeth, let the archer bend his bow, and against him that lifteth himself up and his brigandine, and spare ye not her young men, destroy ye utterly all her hosts. All right, so the Lord have these nations turned against America, right? Now, according to Ezekiel, the 38th chapter, verse 10, actually, we could start where how Russia's going to be a guard unto these other nations. All right. I believe that's verse 7. Be thou prepared and prepare for thyself, thou and all thy company that are assembled unto thee, and be thou a guard unto them. After many days thou shalt be visited. In the latter years thou shalt come into the land that is brought back from the sword, and is gathered out of many people against the mountains of Israel, which have been always waste, but it is brought forth out of the nations, and they shall dwell safely, all of them. It says, thou shalt ascend and come like a storm. Thou shalt be like a cloud to cover the land, thou and all thy bands and many people with thee. Our bands going into, let's get that real quick. Bear with me one sec. Ezekiel 38. I believe that's talking about Slack. I put in 48. Ezekiel 38. They're military, if I'm not mistaken. Bear with me one sec. All right, they're army, right? They're army. So yeah, they're military. All right. What it said? Many people with thee, all thy army and many people with thee. Thus saith the Lord Yahweh Shem Shah, verse 10. It shall also come to pass that at the same time shall things come into thy mind, and thou shalt think an evil thought, and thou shalt say, I will go up to the land of unwalled villages. I will go to them that are at rest, that dwell safely, all of them dwelling without walls and having neither bars nor gates, to take a spoil and to take a prey, to turn thy hand upon the desolate places that are now inhabited, and upon the people that are gathered out of the nations, which have gotten cattle and goods that dwell in the midst of the land. All right, this place America have got, rich, all right, all these other nations, man. But now these nations have, created their own form of currency. They're doing deals in bilateral, multilateral agreements, all right, deals without the dollar, all right. They're stockpiling on their military power, increase their nuclear arsenal, all right. They have their power handed down from Yahweh Shem Shah to rise up against this place, all right. So, that's what we have. All right, coming to pass, man. Ww3. All right. So, just looking down some more. Bear with me one sec. Yep, so, these things are getting ready to kick off, all right, within the blink of an eye. Because the Lord said he shall come in as a thief in the night, all right? And America is going to be, all right, a lake of fire, all right? You look on the globe, 75% water, 25% land, either or, if I'm not mistaken. So Revelations 20:14, and death and hell were cast into the lake of fire. This is the second death, right? That second death, that destruction, all right, this place that's been reserved unto fire. All right, the first death was during the times of Noah, with the times of the flood, but this is with fire. All right, so, death and hell is going to be cast into the lake of fire, man. All right, and whosoever was not found written in the book of life was cast into the lake of fire. All right, ultimately 2/3 of our people and the wicked amongst our nations and the wicked, all right, outside of the nation of Israel, all right, being these heathens. Okay, so let's get Mark chapter 13. Start at 23. But take ye heed, behold, I have foretold you all things. See, how shall I warn of all these things long ago? But in those days, after that tribulation, the sun shall be darkened, and the moon shall not give her light, and the stars of heaven shall fall, and the powers that are in heaven shall be shaken. And then shall they see the Son of Man coming in the clouds with great power and glory. And then shall he send his angels, and shall gather together his elect from the four winds, from the uttermost part of the earth, to the all right, north, east, west, and south, all right, from the destruction that's come upon this earth, all right, from the uttermost parts of the earth to the uttermost parts of heaven. All right, so the Lord is going to send his angels to gather his people, all right, to deliver them from this great destruction that should come upon this whole land. Now, with that being said, this is Isaiah 51. Salakia. Bear with me one sec. When his angels come and they be taken up in that whirlwind, all right, they're gonna be changed. Isaiah 26:20. Come, my people, enter thou into thy chambers, and shut thy doors about thee. Hide thyself, as it were, for a little moment, until the indignation be overpassed. Right, they're gonna be taken up into those angels, those chariots. All right, and they're gonna be preserved from. They're gonna be looking down upon this place, America, like they're looking down upon a sea of glass. All right, seeing America being burnt up. All right, and them escape from the destruction. All right, for behold, the Lord cometh out of his place to punish the inhabitants of the earth for their iniquity. The earth also shall disclose her blood, and shall no more cover her slain. Bear with me one sec. This is Revelations 21. Verse 1, and I saw a new heaven and a new earth, for the first heaven and the first earth were passed away, and there was no more sea. And I, John, saw the holy city, New Jerusalem, coming down from Yahweh out of heaven, prepared as a bride adorned for her husband. And so, the Lord likened the nation of Israel to a comely and delicate woman being married, all right, back to the Father through the blood of Yahweh Shai, all right, being that mediator, all right. And I heard a great voice out of heaven saying, behold, the tabernacle of Yahweh is with men, and he will dwell with them, and they shall be his people. All right, and Yahweh B'Shem Shai himself shall be with them and be their God. And Yahweh B'Shem Shai shall wipe away all tears from their eyes, and there shall be no more death, neither sorrow, nor crying, neither shall there be any more pain, for the former things are passed away. All right, so, once this destruction happened, and the elect are taken up into the chariots, then we're going to have the kingdom come, where the elect reigns with Yahweh B'Shem Shai, all right, in the kingdom to come. So, continuing on, and he that sat upon the throne said, behold, I make all things new. And he said unto me, write, for these words are true and faithful. And he said unto me, it is done. I am Alpha and Omega, the beginning and the end. I will give unto him that is athirst of the fountain of the water of life freely. He that overcometh shall inherit all things, and I will be his God, and he shall be my son. But the fearful and unbelieving, and the abominable, and murderers, and whoremongers, and sorcerers, and idolaters, and all liars shall have their part in the lake which burneth with fire and brimstone, which is the second death. And there came unto me one of the 7 angels, which had the 7 vials full of the 7 last plagues, and talked with me, saying, Come hither, I will show thee the bride, the Lamb's wife. Talking to, all right. And he carried me away. Now Yahweh Shah represents that sacrificial lamb. All right. And he carried me away in the spirit to a great and high mountain, and showed me that great city, the holy Jerusalem. Jerusalem was a people before it was a place, descending out of heaven from Yahweh. Right. When they was taken up, they was with the chariots, and now they're going to come down, having the glory of Yahweh, and her light was like unto a stone, most precious, even like a jasper stone, clear as crystal, and had a wall great and high, and had 12 gates. Right. And not 13 gates, but 12. And at the gates, 12 angels, and names written thereon, which are the names of the 12 tribes of the children of Israel. Okay. No. Bear with me one sec. Revelations 15. Verse 1, and I saw another sign in heaven, great and marvelous, and 7 angels having the 7 last plagues, for in them is filled up the wrath of Yahweh. And I saw, as it were, a sea of glass mingled with fire, and them that had gotten the victory over the beast, and over his image, and over his mark, and over the number of his name, stand on the sea of glass, having the hearts of Yahweh Bashim Shai. Right. This when this new world order agenda come to pass, that's when, Yahweh Bashim Shai is going to allow his angels to bring that destruction, all right, and deliver his elect from the 4 winds of the destruction, take them up into the heavens, all right, the firmament with the chariots, so to speak, and then bring them down, all right, where dwelleth a new earth and a new heaven. And this is that vision that John saw before that new heaven and new earth came to pass, them standing on the sea of glass, all right, gotten the victory over this place. All right, and the devil that's ruling in this place, so to speak. All right. That's that. And he set crowns upon the elect, all right, heads, for being that good and faithful servant, for enduring all the way until the end, because like it tells us in the book of Matthew, he that endured to the end, the same shall be saved. All right. So they're going to go through all these afflictions. They're going to go through all these tests, because the scriptures let us know through great tribulation shall we enter to the kingdom of heaven. All right. So this thing of ours is about enduring, man. We have all this war. We have everything coming to pass according to the Lord's will. All we have to do is to endure. All right. And stay faithful until the end. All right. Yahweh Ratazah, this video served its purpose. Till next time, I want to say shalom.